taken that fight, and just want to know what have you learned from that fight, and why is there going to be a big misconception when people watch you this Saturday that Brian Norman Jr. is that guy?
One thing I learned from that fight is the fact that I'm tired of seeing what I learned from that fight, man. I got a whole bunch of interviews, man. Just keep watching all of those. I'm here, play 16. Forget what I can tell you. I just show you make 16.
You know, with the switch with Ronnie Shields, right? I know that there's a lot of changes in this camp, but there's great changes. He has you, Earl Spence. I mean, do you feel like in this particular camp is what you needed to get to the next level?
Yeah, absolutely. I feel like God made it all happen for a reason. Like, for example, EJ Spence, who would have thought he'd come in and work with Ronnie Shields at any point in his career? That's one of my favorite fighters. Also, Pernell Whitaker, we are literally in Norfolk, Virginia, and I worked with Ronnie Shields, who used to work with Pernell, who's from Norfolk, Virginia. So
yes, sir.
I feel like everything happened for a reason.
You know, with that, I mean, I know Earl's getting ready for Tim, but did you and Earl get to work, like not just beside each other, a little sparring, things like that? And if so, like, or is that something that will happen? Fingers crossed. Right?
Fingers crossed for me too. I hope he will. But he start his camp now, and of course I got a fight coming up, so hope I can come in and give some help. That's something that I was in the dream of mine, just to work with all the greats, all my favorites. So if I can work with him, it would be a blessing.
Have you guys had conversations? Did he give you kind of any type of tips or advice when you guys were in and out of the gym?
Definitely. So we have been on the 5-mile run, and I didn't really ask more questions. I was a little nervous to ask questions, but he popped it all off, and he answered every question I needed to answer before I even said anything. I didn't say nothing. He just started answering everything I needed to hear.
Would you say it's kind of relatable? I know no one wants to talk about losses, but he's coming back, you're coming back. Was there just kind of that nice feeling knowing that you guys are also going through a journey where you guys are able to kind of understand each other, not just physically and fighting, but just on a spiritual and mental kind of?
Like the way you're trying to say we pretty much trauma bonded.
No, well, I mean, I guess that's what...
That's my guy. We cool, but I love talking about stuff even outside of boxing. Also, life things.
Yeah, and you know, with that, with Ronnie being able to provide not just great game plans, but you know, he has a great jab technique, you know, that he implements with all his fighters. You've always had a very strong jab. What would you say that Ronnie is able to kind of, I guess, take your top tier jab and elevate it to another level?
Put the mind behind it, not just, you can have a good jab, but if you don't know what you're doing with it, you feel me? You don't know what you're doing with it. So, about timing it, you know, when to throw it, when not to throw it, like I said, the technique on it, got different kinds of jabs, got a quick one, a flicker, up jab, all those kind of things. So, we definitely spent it on that big time.
You think, you know, with the boxing world not really understanding, you know, because we're not actually in the field of boxing and making the trainer changes, but seeing that your father is there to support, he has no hiccups with anything, he's coming to the fight, like, does that also help make the transition going with Ronnie so much easier and so much better?
Definitely. I'm ready for him to be here screaming in the crowd, beat you, jab, and step over here. I hear you, Pops. I got you. Work my magic.
Going back to Earl, how does he look in camp, man?
He look good. He still look ready, sharp, all of that. Pretty sure y'all seen a few videos. He's not too big, off weight, or anything. So that boy, it's true. He's a workhorse. I can definitely tell you that myself.
Yeah, when I talked to you in San Antonio, you had a hell of a one-liner. You said, you know, you had 2 judges in the palm of your hand. With that being said, on this fight, coming back after the loss, do you feel like you need a knockout to really feel like, hey, I'm back?
What I need to do is beat myself. That's the only thing I need to do. I need to beat myself and let God do his thing as well.
You know, with that, obviously I know you're favoring Earl, but when that fight comes with Tim Tszyu, do you think that for the fight fans, we're going to see not just the Earl Spence that we all grew up and watched, but maybe a different version or just a different tier?
Yeah, we're just going to see a different version of Earl Spence. And I feel like he's going to be better than he was in the past. And what I mean by that is, first round knockout coming soon. Going to sleep, man. That's what dude from Australia. My boy, he coming to Australia just to give him the work. You feel me? But that's what I was saying. I just feel like Earl Spence is going to be a great fighter. He's going to see him in camp. And hell of a fight.
Can you talk a little bit about your throwback boxing promotion? I know that you're wearing it, and You have obviously a legend over here, probably
Stepping
hiding on the
in.
side, right? But
So,
can you guys
yeah,
elaborate on that?
That's me and Auntie right here, Throwback Boxing Promotions. Crazy part is she came up with the name, so I think it was a double entendre. She said it was a throwback, of course, throwback, but also in the boxing game. So gotta throw them things back. So now, great doing business, Hall of Fame performer right here. So I'm loving the journey once again.
And what can we expect from Throwback Boxing Promotions in the future?
A whole lot of great fights, a whole lot of great fighters. June 28th, got my boy Edwin De Los Santos. He's the one who's going to pop it off to boxing. Well, actually, I'm going to be the first one to pop it off come May 16. And then Edwin shortly after that, we should have some more fighters coming soon.
Let's talk a little bit about you. You know, you're in probably one of the best positions as a boxer, as a young boxer. You know, a lot of boxers are scared to lose that one thing, and that's that O. And being that you already experienced that and you still young in your career, but yet accomplished so much, how does it feel now that you pretty much like got the hard part that most people are afraid of? Now you're going into your next fight after your first defeat. Now, like, does that weigh on you a little bit, or it's like no pressure now that the very thing that most boxers was afraid of, now you have already experienced it? And how can you utilize that to your advantage going forward in your career?
You hit it on the money though. Like it is a little pressure. We try to lie and say there's no pressure. We don't want to lose. Let's be real. Even still right now, nobody want to lose, but it's all about that first one that's still on your record. So now that I got that off, it's like, oh snap, I'm still here. I'm still fighting. I can still do my thing. And then looking up to guys like Roy Jones, even though he got disqualified versus Montel Griffin, he said that loss motivated him to start taking more risks, being more out there pretty much. And I feel the same way.
And like Bernard Hopkins lost his first 4 pro fights. You know, and we know how great B-Hop is. So it's like, do you envision great things for yourself? Like, do you envision a long career in boxing, or it's just like you just taking it each camp at a time, day by day? Do you see yourself having like 40 to 50 fights, or you just can't think that far ahead just yet?
If I could have 60, 70, 80 fights, I would do it, man. I really did love this sport, love the game. And been in the gym since like 2 or 3 years old. Started fighting myself training at 7, fighting at 8. So now I literally love this sport for everything it brings, everything it provides, and everything it teaches as well. So as long as I'm able, I ain't got no injuries, I'm not too old, not too slow, anything like that, best believe I'm out here getting my work in.
Is your goal to become a champion at welterweight again, or is it to make the biggest and best fights? Because I know that your names are still tied around Dennis, other welterweight champions like Ryan Garcia right now. What is your main goal?
Of course, the main goal is to be champion. You really be the best. To be the best, you gotta be the champion. Of course, I'm trying to get the belts.
But if there was opportunities, like if they mashed up guys coming up in 140, or maybe guys at 154, would you take that if it was maybe a big name?
We shall see. I can't predict the future. I don't think I can predict 116. My hand will be ready.
Last one for me before I let you go. There's this still fight with you and Jerron that could potentially happen. He's going to fight Xander. Do you see that fight still happening between the two, and do you favor Jerron in that fight with Xander?
I don't see why not. And him cutting fight in the future. And regarding who wins that fight, that's a hard pick. I'm not gonna lie to you. I know a lot of people can pretty much insinuate Jerron Ennis gonna win or anything like that. At the same time, you can't sleep with my boy Xander. So we're 11. 50-50 fight through all the way. Either people trying to say experience or anything like that, but to me, the competition was somewhat similar. I will have to give an edge to Jerron Ennis on that. Ever so slightly, but even still, right there with each other.
Well, appreciate the time, man. I'm looking forward to see you fight back Saturday.
Appreciate you.